doesn't have to be super small, and as I was saying, hello and welcome back to my channel, guys. I hope you're doing well. So today actually we are filming in my room, a little bit of a change of setup, but I hope you don't mind. And while we are in my lovely boudoir, I will be talking to you about how I've dealt with my frizzy ends and what I've figured out over the past couple of months on how to get them to be obedient, law-abiding sister locks. Okay, so if you'd like to see how I tamed my reckless teenage sister locks, then stay tuned. So the first kind of tip, trick, I don't really know. The first thing that I realized basically is that it's going to take time. We need to be patient, ladies and gentlemen. Even if you've been doing all of the right things from day one, you're looking at about a year or more before your sister locks start to come together and lock at the end. If you are one of those people that are blessed with fabulous obedient hair, you might be looking at a bit less, but for me, no, okay? And it's taking especially long because I was for a long time actually doing the wrong thing. What I was doing was, when I was taking out my plaits that were meant to be elongating and stretching my locks, I would actually pull the hairs apart. Instead of just getting your finger and dividing the plait in the middle, I was pulling them apart. I don't know why, don't ask me why I was doing that. So I was trying to make the problem better, but I was actually making it worse, and yeah, I was getting really frustrated. So that's when I just really revised everything that I was doing, and I was like, look, this is not working and I need to figure out where the problem is, and I found it. That's what it was. It took me months actually to get my ends to start closing up, and even now I still have ends that are open but just not frizzy. So I'm not totally cured. I still have my days where, say, I've forgotten to plait the night before, or I've gotten too much moisture in my hair and then just kind of like they just do a little explosion at the end, but we can fix these explosions, okay? So most of the things I'm going to tell you about in this video will take some time for the results to show through, and that's not a bad thing. It's not because you're doing it wrong, it's because that's just how it goes. I don't know. So yeah, that's my first tip, is to be patient, give your hair time, and make sure you're doing the right things while you're waiting. So talking about plaiting hair at night, this goes on to my second tip, I guess, and this is to braid your hair every single night. I used to braid my hair maybe once every 3 days, maybe, if I was lucky, and if I was feeling a bit extra over the top, I would do it once every other day. But other than that, that was all the stretching my hair was getting. I was enjoying my locks, I was having them down every day, they were getting moist, I was spritzing water. You have to braid your hair every night. You can do 2 big cane rows if you want, if you can get that stretch, that tightness. I'm not very good at doing cane rows, so I prefer to braid my hair, to plait my hair, whatever you want to call it. And you want to braid all the way down to the end and really focus attention at the end of the lock. I used to just really tightly braid my hair from root to tip. The pain, my edges were screaming, okay? Please do not do this to yourself. From the beginning, at the root, we can be nice and gentle, and then from about halfway down you really want to, you know, teach your locks who's boss. And as you're braiding, you want to be pulling your fingers through and grabbing and just really pulling those curls out so that the hair kind of lies flat in its little braid. I think that's... But don't forget, the most important part of the braiding of the locks is to do it every single night. I cannot stress enough how much better my locks became when I braided my hair every night rather than every other night or every 3 nights. It just wasn't enough. So no skipping hair braiding day, okay? Right, on to another tip that I have for you guys. It is to let your lock... Okay, this doesn't sound great. I'm just gonna say right now, it doesn't sound great, but hear me out. You need to let your locks get a little bit dry, okay? Just wait. Basically, when your sister locks are in contact with moisture all the time, your hair will act just as it acted when it was loose and natural, and as soon as that moisture just kind of just touches your hair, just poof, you know? So we need to reduce the amount of frizzy situations that we have, and that includes spraying your hair with water and also washing your hair. Honestly, I used to overspray my hair. I would spray it at night when I was doing my braids, and then I would spray it again in the morning, and not just a little tss, tss here, all the tss, 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 tss. I would overspray my hair to the point in which it was like almost wet, and it was because I didn't know how to get my hair from that, you know when you've just taken your braids out and it's like all standing up on edge, and you're just like, okay guys, can we just, I want to look normal today, please. And basically the only way I could figure out how to get them to lay down was to spray them with a lot of water, but that was just exacerbating the problem that I was having without me even... It's not that I didn't realise, it just didn't occur to me that maybe not wetting your hair every single day and night probably wasn't very good. So basically what I'm trying to say is less of the water spritzing. If you're a person that likes to do it twice a day, once a day, or even every other day, I would try and extend that a little bit just to make sure your locks aren't in contact with a lot of moisture, because that will hinder your progress. And I'm not in any way trying to say don't ever spray your hair, don't ever moisturize it, let it get bone dry. Don't do that guys, please, okay, because I'm going to be in trouble. Just try your best to keep it out of high moisture situations. So if you exercise a lot, make sure that your hair is tied up in a way that helps the sweat kind of evaporate from your head easily. Avoid saunas, avoid obviously going out in the rain, and try and stretch your wash days out a bit more. So if you're a person that likes to wash their hair every week, every 2 weeks, maybe try and edge another week in, or a few more days, just to give them that extra chance to come together and be locked at the end. And the last tip that I have is, if none of these things are working and you are desperate I tell you, get on the phone to your SISTERLOCK consultant and ask for an appointment for them to thread the ends of your locks. I don't know what the actual technical term of it is, but I actually got mine done here at the front where my hair was super short. She just put a black thread through, did her magic, and it held it much better than if it was on its own. And this was at the beginning of my lock journey when the front of my hair was being very annoying. But then I had another appointment to do the back and like middle section, which is the coarsest part of my hair, just at the crown. And yeah, so she went through one by one and put a black thread through the lock to hold the little hairs all together. I don't know I don't really know what she did, but it worked. So if you are all out of options and you've tried everything that I've just mentioned, you're gonna have to go and book a whole separate appointment, not just added onto your retightening, but a whole separate appointment, just so that your loctician can go through your locks, find out the problem area of your hair and try and thread those ends up. There's no shame in asking for help from your loctician if you are struggling and you don't know what else to do. I mean, that's what they're there for. They're there to oversee your whole lock journey, give you advice and help you out, because at the end of the day you're a walking advertisement for them, so they have no choice basically. So those are all of my tips and tricks on how to tame your frizzy ends. Hopefully they help you as much as they helped me. I'm not saying that my hair is perfect now, it's far from it, but it's so much better than what it was before. So hopefully you guys get some inspiration and are able to tame your ends as well. If you want to be updated on any other nifty tips and tricks, then go ahead and follow me on Instagram. That's where all of my little bits and bobs that I find out day to day goes, and we can journey together. And if you have any questions, comment down below and I will answer them, of course. So hit that subscribe button and the little dingy bell to make sure that you don't miss any of my future videos. So yeah, thank you guys for watching and I will see you in my next video. Bye!